I've kept the promise. Primary, you can vote in.
Brought to you by Mom Well Care Kit. Wrestling one mommy at a time. You should get yours today.
It's your host, Marcello Theffer, and I'm with my co-host, Miss Trina McGee, sitting over here. You look nice and green.
Thank you, baby.
You on your green thing today.
Do you remember when you bought me this dress?
I should say yes.
You don't remember? When we went to Kenya and you got me a whole pile of dresses.
Oh, that's right. I do remember.
I love when he does stuff like that.
See, she loves when I do stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know, I try to do what I can. You know, I try to keep the spice.
You definitely, if you go astray a little bit, he comes back and he gives me the affection I need, you know. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, for real. But I take the love, because what else am I going to do? Oh, I want to live well.
Well, are we living well?
I think we're living well.
Well, speaking of living well, we got some really cool guests today. We talk about life coaches, right? And I always say this. I always say, in order to, if you get a life coach, you better make sure that person has lived a life. I always say that at the end of the day. That's kind of the requirements. You can't be a coach if you never played the game, right? Make sense? So with that being said, I want to introduce you to two people I met the other day. Extraordinary stories, interesting people. You might get addicted, and we might have to do a part 2 to this. We'll see. Yeah. I want to introduce you to the lovely Carla Smith right here.
Hello.
And I'll also have Ailsa Tulloch. That's right here as well. These are two premier life coaches that we have right now that are going to tell you about yourself. But they're going to tell you about yourself by telling you about them. That's not bad, right, Trina?
I think that's a good way. You know, like when you are an example.
Right.
That's the best way to lead.
That's the best way to lead all day. So, Carla, Ailsa, tell me about yourself. Welcome to Live Well. Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm glad we did
Really appreciate it. It was great to meet you the other day. And when I actually did that podcast, I'm like, it was so nice to actually talk about my story, because there is healing in also sharing your story.
Right.
And I say that to a lot of people, that we should never be ashamed of our story, because we all have one. Some are more intense than others, some are easier, but it doesn't matter. We all have one, and someone out there can learn from us. So I became a life coach because I actually really love helping people. There's this that's just in me. So people ask, and I think I said it to you the other day, people ask, how long have I been a life coach? And I said, all my life, because it's been in me since I've been a little girl.
Okay.
And fighting the norms. I was brought up in a very abusive household, and I had to navigate that. But I always realized there was something more to life. Didn't know what that more to life was. I mean, what do we know when we're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old?
Yeah. I think we know quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
It's more than we can imagine. It's the minute you start going to school that these people start messing around. When we're little, we actually know. Wow.
You actually know.
Yeah.
You actually know.
And that's actually a very interesting point, because I remember going to school and I'd be like, I don't understand the point of all this. I mean, obviously you have to go to school to learn and all of that. But my question was, how am I going to use this when I'm older? Like you. And they say that all the
Big life application.
now what's next, you know? And why do I need to learn all these things when I'm going to be something different? So I never understood that. So I became very rebellious at school. I mean, I was an A student until I wasn't an A student anymore, but I also started taking drugs at a very young age.
Okay.
At the age of 14, actually.
I was going to ask you, age of 14, and if you don't mind me asking, what was the drug of choice?
So I started off with speed, which is like ephedrine, so it just speeds up your heart rate. That was just to go dancing. I'd go to raves and to clubs, and I used to do that.
So you were like really dancing it up. You were like, you were like really,
Choose the energy.
And they said, Carla's a great dancer. How does she do it?
Little did they know. Wow. And then wanted to do it.
They want to dance like her. They wanted to, you got to do the Carla.
Inspired anyone to come along, so we all went raving and we all took speed, and then it was acid, and then it was ecstasy. Then that, that's not enough.
And it was normalized though, because everybody else is around the culture.
Yeah.
And the drug culture.
I was. In the drug and the rave culture, I was. But then it became a problem because then it becomes a proper addiction that you actually can't shake. And then you go on to cat, and then it's coke, and then eventually I was on heroin. I never used to smoke, so I used to smoke it in cigarettes, and I used to have cigarettes with my mom, but I'd have heroin in my cigarettes.
Did you know?
Oh, no. That they all knew there was something up with Carla. Because I'd lived in a family that didn't really acknowledge that there was anything wrong with anybody. So it's sweep things under the table. Oh, she'll get her shit together.
Okay.
I tell you.
But never did. I went for blood tests and all of that. I think I lied on those drug tests. I got someone else's urine to even use my brother's urine. Yeah.
Oh my.
Girl, mom and dad, they're not actually with me anymore.
Right.
So, but then it went to blood tests. So then they started realizing, I think she's got a problem. Still, even then, it wasn't really acknowledged that I had a problem. So I'm still navigating this problem on my own. Yeah. So, and then I started attracting all these abusive boyfriends and
Come see the territory.
because I came from that. So for me,
you knew.
it's normal. So a boyfriend would come along or a potential and he would be so loving. I'd be like, no, I don't want that.
Ross,
That's up to you, Stu.
that's
Someone,
corny.
yes, someone who's abusive who wants to kill me. Let's do that.
Let's
go on this journey together.
You just want to, you just trying to ride that high toward a level of toxicity that's out of
If
control.
that's what's normal for you, that's what you're going to do. Yeah. You're going to gravitate.
It was really chaotic. I mean, I thought about it the other day. I'm like, I can't even remember who that girl was because I can't relate to her anymore. She's not part of, she's part of me, but she's not here anymore.
Yeah.
And then I went and saw a psychologist at a very, very young age.
You saw a psychologist as a
But
young.
I took myself to the psychologist.
Yeah. So you knew inside there's something that must be done about this.
Well, hold that story for 1 second, Carla. I want to hear from Ailsa
Yes.
because I know this is the beginning of your life story and what you were doing and everything, and that we need to know. I want to hear from Ailsa what your story was and how it started to begin.
Oh my goodness, so there's nothing as dramatic as that.
Well, that's what makes it so great about being a life coach is that you got a life.
Everyone has a different life.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably for somebody else, but tell me your PG story, your G-rated story, your kid's story.
My kid's story is not that interesting, but I did start drinking gin.
A gin and tonic.
Please stopped. I have.
You haven't stopped, and you see the difference. And may I say, Ailsa, it looks great on you. It looks great on you.
Some people can hold their liquor.
There you go. It's not to time yet, darling. Not that. You know what we're like in the colonies. I remember in my parents' house, you could always tell what the time was. If it was 6 o'clock in the evening, you'd hear I came from a sort of like a privileged background. You would hear the silver drinks tray with the crystal glass. All at 6 o'clock in the evening.
And you knew.
And that was 6 o'clock and it was drink time. Very colonial. Very colonial. Then at 12 o'clock on a Saturday or Sunday, you know.
Ooh, nice.
Anyway.
Nice.
So, well, my story, well, I'll tell that, but you want to hear about life coaching now. You don't want to hear too much about it.
No, life coaching is fine.
Yeah.
I just want to hear about Ailsa.
Okay. So, well,
SABC.
Yes,
okay, I'll tell that. But first of all, I was sort of like, I've lived in Italy, in Roma.
Roma.
You?
And Rome, yes, I did live in, see you do your research.
Yeah.
I did live in Rome, Italy. Actually, fun fact for all you guys at home, I met Trina in Italy.
Yes.
That's where I was introduced. Actually, Sylvester Stallone introduced me to her through the movie we did in 1996. I know I'm dating myself, called Daylight. It's on Netflix. I'm sure you can watch it. You have a good time.
See young Marcello and Trina.
Now dating yours. I'll date mine. Oh,
Rome is wild though.
I don't feel that.
Rome's a little wild though. Italy, to me, it's kind of, vibrant.
Yours, I just love it.
Yeah.
And I still love it.
You know, something about there that's
Oh gosh, yeah.
it's got that energy.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so starting out, I've been at university here,
Okay.
French and Italian. Went to French university in Italy as a translator for a film company.
Okay.
I had no work to do. I mean, I didn't have much work to do at all, except that we were doing Papillon with, who was in it? Dustin Hoffman, Steve McCoy.
Was big actors. I mean, they're lightweights.
Well, I don't want to be, I mean, you're sort of like, eat too, but very important, sort of like a...
I like it. I like it. I like it.
She's dropping names.
Your name drop. I never made them. But as the translator, I had to translate the publicity, and they both...
Okay.
It's quite interesting this, because they both had to be on a poster, same size, picture of them, and same size,
Names.
Mm-hmm. Which was unusual, because if you think about the movie business, it started off with many names in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then must have gone to just
A couple of names to promote the film.
and then now 2 major stars. Well, nobody would believe what I was writing. So I did come back to South Africa, so don't believe you. No. What? And it was true. Anyway, so I came back to South Africa. And, okay, now he says 90. He's giving the...
Oh, so yeah, no, she's gonna beat my 1996 story, so get ready.
Yeah.
She's beating my 1996 test.
So I started in television in this country in 1974.
1974.
And that is when television started.
Ooh.
Get out of here.
Oh, no. They thought, you've got a lot to learn about the history of this country.
Okay.
Yes, they thought that, we would learn too many bad things about how the rest of the world worked without a party.
Yeah.
Right, I can imagine.
So it came very late. But just to go on to my life coaching.
Yeah.
I used to do reality. I did all the shows like Big Brother, Fear Factor, all that stuff.
Okay.
Then I went into educational television. And I had a lovely little reality show, which was called It's for Life.
It's for love.
It's for life.
Oh, it's for life. Let me get there. It's for life.
That's intense.
Oh, that sounds pretty permanent, right? It's for life.
Hey, yes, you do what I say for life.
Yeah.
Great. No, another guy. What we did, we took 3 young people and we had a theme. It could be, they might have wanted to go into television. They might have wanted to be actors. They might have wanted to be musicians. They might have wanted to be farmers. This show ran for 15 years.
Right.
So every 13 episodes, because we had an introspection episode, and I'm watching this absolutely fascinating. The hell are these kids crying now? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Are they depressed in the evening? What? Then suddenly, I love this. Whereas they were finding out about themselves, where they wanted to go, etc., etc.
Exactly.
So then that show came to an end, and so I asked the last coach on the last show, where did you learn coaching? Usually don't be. And so that was the beginning of my
So that's how you started getting into like that.
living like her story.
But that's amazing, though. I mean, like I said, people, you have to have a life.
Yeah.
In order to be a life coach. At least that's what I would want if I have a life coach. I wanted to know they have lived something. To each his own, what fits everybody's,
Different people have different needs.
Absolutely. I mean, well said.
And not everyone works for everybody. Depends if my client resonates with me and I resonate with them. So they might not. So then they go and see someone else. So it depends what the client is looking for. And it's almost like they get attracted to that type of coach.
Yeah.
So because Ailsa does a different type of coaching to what I do. She does more relationship, deals with divorces, and she can talk about it more. I deal with the person in stuckness or stagnation. They're not sure how to move forward.
Okay.
They don't even know if they want to move forward. Well, they know there's something not lacquer, not right. But who can I talk to about this? So I also call myself a little bit of a trigger coach. So I like to go to the pain points because I don't believe we can grow if we don't go to where it hurts.
Yeah.
And we all have what we call wounds, and they're trauma wounds. And we need to go there to be able to...
And a lot of people have no idea that what Laura's talking about is
It's a huge self-awareness journey that I go on that I take my clients on.
Right.
And it can be so rewarding for them, and it's evolving and this growth. So that's the type of coach I am. But it's because of my journey, what I've come from, what I've overcome, what I've seen. So for me, I see possibilities for everybody. So you can come to me with anything. And I'm like, we can change that narrative. But are you ready to change that?
Yeah.
Right. Are they ready? Are they ready to face the mirror?
Because where I take you, it's not easy.
Right.
But no great path is easy.
Truth.
That's just what I believe. So, and if we really want to deal with our stuff, we have to go to those pain points and those trigger points and those wound points.
You gotta face it, Trina. You gotta face the music.
I would use another word, but I won't. We're on TV, so.
You know, what I found really interesting of one of the things you said, and I saw you look over back at Ailsa, and you guys was talking for a second, is that people hear the word term life coach. That's pretty vague when you say.
It is.
There's subsections in that.
Yes.
You know, we all don't coach the same.
I have a quick question about if say you guys or one of you or both of you was my life coach, right? Does that mean I get to call you 24 hours and I'm like, hey, do you have set hours? I'm like, hey, I don't need.
Is this what you're looking for in life coach, Trina? Is this a requirement?
TV show should I watch?
Oh, yeah. So,
Right. I think you should think about this. It's coming from Trina, so think about this.
So can I answer that?
Yes.
So the answer would be no. So I'll tell you why. Because that creates something called dependency.
yeah. Okay.
And a coach's job is not to make the client dependent on us. It is to go, to help them. This is where you are at. How are you going to move forward as a dependent, full, loving, caring person? But the minute we rely on someone too much in any relationship, it's what we call codependency.
Yeah.
And we're trying to avoid that.
Wow.
Even in a coach-client relationship, especially in that kind of relationship. But it's not to say, when I say to my clients, you're more than welcome to reach out, especially if you're stuck or there's the pawpaw is at the fan. That's what my psychologist used to say. Yeah, Carla, when the pawpaw hits the fan, try and phone me before the pawpaw hits the fan. But don't think I'm not there for you. So we're a support system, but it's not a support that if anything goes wrong, that you're on call 24/7. Think about a doctor. You don't phone your doctor going, I've got a headache, I've got flu, I've got this, what should I do? So, you try and figure things out on your own too before you rush to the GP, if I could call it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Same thing as a relationship with a coach.
And part of our job, actually, as coaches, is the answer. Yeah, what's wrong? But it could be so buried in yours. I don't know why I keep on thinking my subconscious.
Yeah, no,
It's okay. Say it slow. Let your hair flip. I have no hair, so,
Your
that's what I do.
conscious is this size, whereas your conscious mind is about that. Yeah, that sings that one does it.
I know, I get it. But let me ask you ladies a question. Oh,
That's right. Let me just finish. So you actually know the answer. As in that, it is our job to get that answer from you. As coaches, we do not advise.
Oh.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, because I'd be a lot of people don't do every 5 seconds.
Okay. As coaches, you do not advise.
If you say, what should I do in this, what would we say? Well, let's think about it. Well, I do a dissociation exercise, whereas, you've got, I'm not going to explain it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, you've got a bird or an eagle or a free spirit up there who looks down on the situation. Mm-hmm. So you could easily say to that bird, and one of my clients is an angel, whatever. Somebody else has a helicopter.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then, so you say, obviously part of you.
Okay.
What would you do?
What would you do?
In this situation. When one of my clients says, what should I do? I say, well, what does the angel say?
What does angel say?
What is the... But it's you answering your own
Or questions. So you encourage them to answer their own questions rather than look for you as the guru
Yeah.
advice or direction.
Yeah, we're not made to give any advice at all. It's not easy.
Because you want to just but it's about powerful questions. So if you think about when you're stuck in a situation and just say you ask a client, well, where are you at? So the client has to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to be? The client has to answer that. What is possibly holding you back? The client has to answer that.
Wow.
What is in your way? The client has to answer that. But how do you think you're going to move forward? The client has to answer that.
Forced to face it.
Yes. So we are
Wow.
like mirrors. You're looking at us
Right.
with a mirror relationship,
Okay.
and I'm just mirroring what the client or my client is possibly feeling or not feeling, so they can recognize in themselves parts of themselves that they didn't even realize were there.
Issues. Wow.
It's very powerful. Coaching is very different to when I mentioned I went to a psychologist. It's very different.
Yeah.
You know, therapy is you listen to a lot of stories and you go back into your past and you try and unravel that. Coaching has an element of that. But coaching, you really want to focus on the person where they act now and where do they want to be and how do we close that gap.
Yeah.
And some of that gap's very big, some of it's very small. So it depends. And according to that, that's how we move forward with each client.
That's how we step forward with that.
And in my situation, I'm also a neurolinguist. Let me try and say it.
Take your time. You got tongue twisted there, Ailsa.
Stay practitioner. No, no. Wow.
Yes.
What is NLP? So I thought I'd tell you. I'm friends, so you don't need to ask.
Okay.
Yes. Very well. What is divine about that is that there are techniques you can use in neuro-linguistic programming that really work. You know, sometimes I say to a client, go and look at your face now. Go and look at your face. And I'm going all to hold myself for nothing. But it's amazing how those techniques work.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Yeah, I have a confession to make.
Uh-oh, I'm scared. Remember, we all live well, so
Many people have called Marcello and I codependent as a couple.
people have called us true. That's a good point. It's a good point.
Happy with the codependency. No, just
So let me ask you this. How does it make you feel when they say that? And what does it mean to
like
you?
they're over analyzing our relationship. Like, so what if we're around?
Are you sure?
That we're.
I don't know that they're overanalyzing our relationship.
Yeah, and a lot of people that have said that are single. So I don't trust what they're saying. But I can see where they would say that just because we're around each other a lot. When if it works?
How wonderful. I could imagine nothing better.
Well, there's so many terms, though, in life coaching and therapy that have like a stigma.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
the mic.
so many things that have a stigma to them, you know.
And we have to be careful when we label things. You know, it's always, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? What does it mean to you? Because we all view things in different ways. And to you, we have different perspectives on things. So that's what coaching is also. It is, you might see something like A, and I see something like B, and you C, and you D. And they're not all right, they're not all wrong, and they're not all right, but they're different perspectives, and they give us a different view on life.
Situation, yeah.
And it allows us as a human, when we hear another perspective, to start viewing things in a different way too.
Yeah.
But if we don't talk to someone like a coach or a therapist, we live in our own minds most of the time. Even though you do spend most of your time together, we're still in our own heads. So if we don't go talk to someone about it, we don't recognize our own shortcomings.
Yeah.
Whatever that could be, you know? And it's not that it's a negative, it's something, okay, this is something. How do I grow and evolve? Passes through this. So it's not a negative, it's just a different way of looking at things.
Different way of looking at it.
So, you know, even if they do say, you know, you're codependent, they might see because you work together.
Yeah.
You're always together.
We work together. We have family together. We have fun together. We write the same music. We in the same craft. I mean, yeah, it is what it is.
Well, I think you're incredibly lucky, and I think it's wonderful.
Ailsa, that's a t-shirt. Yeah. We'll get them single haters, Trina.
Do you think after what Carla said that you should be taking any notice of this being codependent?
Well, no, I think you led me to the inner answer that I needed to have.
And that's what a coach does. And that's what a good coach, Actually, this brings me to another question. Since we're talking about between the coach and patient relationship.
Yes.
How much life coaching etiquette do you have to do to a patient to explain that, hey, I don't do that. I don't really give advice. I didn't know. The guys told me. I didn't know you didn't give advice. I didn't know I couldn't call you 24 hours. Not that I would have, but I might have. I don't know.
I tell them in the first session. So, because usually when a client comes for the first time, they haven't seen a coach before. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they've seen a therapist, maybe. But usually it's a completely new journey. So you go through the hows of coaching, the what to expect, what is your expectation, this is what I can tell you what to expect, this is what coaching is, and this is what coaching is not.
Okay.
And if this still works for you, and this sounds like something you want to do, then let's do this. But if it's not, that's also okay.
That's okay
That's
too,
also
right?
okay. It's completely client dependent.
And you telling them this so they can get the best results, not the falsehood of what they
No.
think it might be.
No,
So they know what to expect.
So they know what to
it's
expect.
very,
Yeah.
very important.
I mean, normally a lot of us have a free consultation session before we go in to the deep yet.
Okay. That brings me to another question, but I want to hear her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So normally just a consult. Because also, I say, you may not want to work with me. I never
I was heading that way.
I may not want to work with you.
But you probably feel that way, though. But you probably feel that way, Ailsa. I don't really like you. And the problem is you're not likable. So you're uncoachable. And we don't like people. If we don't like, we don't like
We don't like
coach.
failure.
I don't like failure. I don't want you on my
We're
record.
here for to stop everybody from failing. We want everybody to win.
So let me ask you this, Ailsa, and this goes to you, Carla. You ain't got to name no names. We'll protect the innocent here. Has there been cases or situations you guys in where you just said, I don't want to work with this person?
So I haven't had that.
No, us.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
No,
Good.
I can really empathize with people and sympathize where they're at, but I do tell my clients I have high expectations. So if you come see me, it's because you want to change.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not coming here to tell me your life or a soppy story and then you're a victim of your circumstance.
a lot of people want to stay that way.
And there is a space for that. And if that's where they want to be, that's totally fine. But that's not what I
They should call their aunt or somebody for that.
exactly aunt.
Not you.
Agony aunt. But I'm like, if you come and see me, it's because we want to move forward.
Yeah.
We want to move forward. We're going to go to deep, dark, scary places. And I say that just because those places can be for people that are experiencing it the first time.
Yeah.
It can be hairy if they've never heard or never really seen themselves in the mirror. And then all of a sudden they're like, boo, is that what I actually do? Is that who I am? And then you have to go on a process of acceptance.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to accept that's really what the mirror is.
Yes.
You gotta be willing to accept the reflection. All right?
No, darlings, I have to cough.
No, please cough, Ailsa.
Okay.
You have earned the right to cough.
Yes, it's happening.
We all got cough. In other words. Let me ask you this.
You see, it's gin and cigarette.
Yeah, you're fine. Just
What a little face.
But Fish is not a health coach.
right. She's a life coach. We never said she was a health coach. She's a life coach.
She's counting that glass of gin, okay? But she'll tell you good advice. But not advice. But just lead you.
There you go. So in this world of coaching, I kind of forgot my question a little bit here, but because we had so much fun. But in this world of coaching actually I got two questions. That's the first one. Is everybody coachable?
No,
Mm.
unfortunately not.
Mm.
Because if you think you know everything and you are better than everyone and my life is perfect and no one can tell me any better, you're not coachable.
Yeah, coachable.
And there is really that, unfortunately. And they possibly wouldn't come to see a coach because they would challenge you on everything. And you're hitting a brick wall every time and you're not moving forward.
Yeah.
There's no point for the coach because it can become frustrating. And for the client, there's no progress.
Yeah.
So there's no point in that kind of
So you
relationship.
have to want to go. You, as the client, if your mother says you have to go, or your husband says you have to go, your wife says you have to
Then you're not going to be
Yeah.
into it.
it's the same as if you go into
Yeah, rehab. I was just about to say that.
they're going to be angry.
Totally agree. Now, this question for you, Ailsa, based on what Carla said. Who's more uncoachable? And this will go down in the comments. Men or women?
No difference.
No, she is such a diplomat, isn't she? She is so diplomatic.
I think men would be hard.
I can't help calling him, yeah.
It's okay, mother.
And see, what is, I started, it just went that way, is that I started coaching people who have broken relationships. Yes.
Right, I remember you said that.
And that leads rather to people who are going through a divorce. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Divorce coach, that's intense.
The divorce.
Anna, you can't call yourself.
You can't call yourself a
One of my
divorce
clients' future ex-wives said, "Why'd you send me to a divorce coach? Clearly you knew what was going to."
It's a life coach.
No, I do not call myself a divorce coach.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if you're a divorce coach, are you for the divorce or against the divorce? Which side are you on? This side are you on? Let's go. Alimony. Hey, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
You don't want to give me that job. All it is, sponsor support you. Girl, this is what you got to do. I'd be giving out the advice and everything.
Oh my goodness. No, I understand why we keep it in life and don't vision it with this.
I do call myself a relationship coach.
Better.
A confidence coach as well. So your question. I thought, I gotta forget this question. Anyway, so your question was male or female?
Male or females.
I thought I would have more female clients. They're all boys.
What?
All boys.
I haven't, I've had two women come to me, but the rest have been men.
The rest of them men.
She's making a men.
So
Boys to men.
I mean, I thought I will. Anyway, but my coach, every coach has to have a coach, by the way. So
Say that last part again.
every coach has to have a coach. Should have a coach.
We get taught by coaches.
Every coach should have a coach.
And let me just get as quick as it can.
I love it.
Anyway, so now I've forgotten what I we do.
Take your time. I did the same thing.
Was that
Men, you only have men.
Oh, yes. So it was interesting that it went. Oh, yes. So my coach said to me, well, of course, it's nothing. It's that you're older.
Yeah.
You've got more experience in the divorce field as well.
Yeah.
And they look at you as a mother figure. You are no threat. Yeah. So that's why that works for me. Probably wouldn't work so well.
I would think a man and
It works so well for you.
and been divorced.
No. I mean, look what she looks like.
Yeah, the divorced guy would be trying to get with
Exactly.
Carla. She's in the middle of it.
See where you got a vulnerable client, going through things, and I could see the responsibility a life coach as. And it's
Stability.
what's the response? You can also abuse that responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't know how many stories out there like that, but when I hear from Carla, I hear from Ailsa, I hear the not just the responsibility. I mean, you're dealing with people's lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with them in a very, very vulnerable state, and it's critical of where they're gonna go. I'm gonna segue this quick one. I got a quick one for you guys. Which should come first for a client? Therapy or life coach? Therapist or life coach? I know as a life coach you're a bit of a therapist.
Yes.
But I also know there's people out there that are just therapists or psychologists.
Yes.
Do you prefer that they see those people first before
Oh, I
they see
see
you?
what you're saying.
Or do you think that's a middle position that doesn't necessarily have to be?
So it
You would be
depends.
able to describe the difference between a psychologist. I'm not, nothing's ever been wrong with me, so I've never.
Nothing's ever wrong with you, Ailsa. I mean, obviously, look at you.
She's never been.
Yeah, right. I mean, she has zero apologies.
Perfect.
Highly unapologetic.
Yes.
She's here and she made it.
Confidence coach.
No, she's past the finish line. Look at her. I mean, she's doing great over here. Give her the gold.
Okay.
You know? So, no, I get it.
So it depends what the client is going through. And I have said to a client before, I think you need to go and see a psychologist, because there are some things that coaches don't deal with and shouldn't deal with, that they should rather go and see a therapist, because that's where they have to dive into past. And not that I can't do that, but a psychologist is properly trained for that. They could have addictions, all of that intense trauma. You know, obviously we touch on things like that, but therapists deal with those kind of things. When we coach, you have to be in a coachable state of mind. So if you can't come to me completely broken.
Right.
You need to be functional and in a good headspace. So I can't say to you, you need to go on medication and stuff like that. I can say, go to a psychologist so I can assess you.
Can a psychologist put people on medication?
No.
Only psychiatrists.
So a psychiatrist puts you on medication, but a psychologist will make the recommendation.
Got it. Okay.
I know, because I've been through all of.
No. Thanks for the viewers. They need to hear this. No.
So if you're not in a functional space, it is better to go and see a therapist. But if you're in a functional space where it's like, I feel like I need to move forward, I have these big hopes and dreams, I have these goals, and I don't know what to do, I feel a little bit stuck, but there's still vuma, and you're not completely depressed, a coach is a great place to start.
Coach is a great place to start.
But otherwise, a therapist will help you with addictions, medication, that kind of stuff. Coaches don't do that.
Coach.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
No, even what you said about a psychiatrist versus psychologist.
Yes, they're
I actually did not know that.
Yeah.
What you guys had just
So
said.
a psychiatrist will put you on medication because they're qualified to do that.
Yeah.
Because they have the skills behind them. They have to monitor it to be on medication.
Okay.
But a psychologist is someone you go and talk to. And
who can give you advice.
Yes.
Give you a belief.
That's the difference.
And he can say, you need a life coach.
Yeah, but yes, he can. Yes, indeed.
He's there.
You?
The psychologists give advice all the time.
Yes.
You see, there we go again. Perhaps that's what the client wants.
Yeah.
But, if it comes from your... There I go again. If it comes from your subconscious,
Right.
you own it. So whatever decision you make, you actually own. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, knowing that.
You got to own it.
And it's okay, like you said, Trini, you got to own it.
Yeah.
You just say, own it. Have you ever, as a life coach, morally was like, yeah, they owned it. I didn't like the decision they made. And I'll accept it. You ever felt depressed or in a way, or felt a little downtrodden?
Somebody made a bad decision.
Yeah, you just knew it wasn't, but you, like you said, you're living on the rules. I don't really give advice. It's the voice in you that has to come out, and you have to see the reflection of yourself.
Yeah.
Because as a coach, I can almost see what the better decision is,
Right.
but it's not my decision to make. I can't say, divorce your husband, divorce your wife.
I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, look.
Being codependent.
You see, when codependent goes wrong, Trina, there. No. I can't either. I'm sorry.
There was a trigger there, but
There you go.
so, and I have many times, but you're a coach and you have to trust that your client is making the best decision for them until they know better. So they will only make a better decision when they know better. For them, they are on a journey as well. Just because I can see what's better for them, it doesn't mean that they in that space to see that too.
Yeah.
They still have to go through a few things.
Right.
Peel that onion layer back and just see what's in there and go, oh, okay, I didn't recognize this about myself. And once they recognize that and unpack those things,
Right.
then they know themselves better. That's knowing what they deserve better, and then they make better decisions. So
Understandable.
that's a big
People have to learn the lesson.
Yes, exactly. Learn the lesson. They're on their own journey. My big teaching is self-belief. So, and you don't teach self-belief, but by going on this journey, they start believing in themselves more because they've been through hardships in their life where people have said, you're useless, you're worthless, you're not going to amount to anything, you're getting into horrible relationships. And here we go on the self-awareness journey, and they start realizing, actually, I'm okay. She okay?
Interesting.
She okay?
They're being treated like a human.
Yes, and there's respect, there's trust.
Yeah.
That's the relationship you have with a coach. And when you have that kind of relationship with your client, they start feeling that about themselves. So it's always about how are they feeling about themselves.
Right.
Because how they're feeling about themselves is a reflection on what's going on the outside of their life. So I always say, what's going on the outside is a reflection of the inside.
Yeah.
So if your inside is chaotic and angry and sad and all of those things, that's probably what's happening on the outside.
And that's what you would attract.
Yeah, exactly that. So if you're peaceful and joy, and I know life's not perfect, but we can get to those spaces.
Yeah.
If we are that majority of the time, our life on the outside is that.
Oh, I get that.
So that is the kind of coaching I do. And I do programs and it's beautiful. It's so interesting. So transformation.
Remarkable.
So there's a network of you guys then.
Yes.
Of course. And she told us that coaches need coaches. So let me ask you guys this. What keeps you guys going? I mean, this is a journey for you guys as well as with other clients.
Each one is a story. Each one, genuinely, I would say, is a triumph. For both of you, there is nothing better
Nothing better.
than seeing somebody, I've got it. I'm free of my demon. I've got, keep on mind, I know where I'm going. Look, I mean, you asked if there was sort of like some decisions that I had. A young man, as we first came to that, you had to come twice a week. Yeah. Once, and then all that kind of. But he was fine.
Right.
He was fine. But the aunt told me he wasn't behaving.
You got told on.
Because I said, his problem was he was going through a divorce. I said, keep away from the ladies.
Yeah.
Right.
That's hard to do.
I said to him, which is, the normal kind of thing. I said, if you're feeling lonely, go to a bar. It didn't work. So, drinking a soft drink and trying to talk us up in a bar.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so he found other things to do. Like, can't believe the size of a muscles.
Oh my goodness.
Darling, if you see this, you'll know who I'm talking about.
You'll know who she's talking about if you're watching this. You'll know. You'll know.
Get it together.
I would like to say such. So as much as our clients learn from us, we learn from our clients.
You learn the hours I was. Bravo.
Well said. Well said.
I mean, I'm on this journey being a coach, but I can see myself growing and evolving with the clients that I see, the growth that they experience.
Right. I met one of your clients too.
Yes.
Yes, and she is amazing.
She's doing great.
She's doing wonderful. She's a wonderful woman.
She really.
And everything. Yeah, great mother. I want to say mother for.
She's an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
She's got some spice there, and she wants to move it and shake it in life, So, and we all just need someone that actually believes in us, and a good coach believes in their clients and wants the best for their clients and encourages and motivates, and that's what keeps us going, because we can see the growth in them.
You can see the growth in them.
Because we're evolving at the same time.
Right.
We can't stay stuck and stagnant as coaches. If we expect that from our clients, we need to be evolving at the same sort of rate. So I do workshops. I don't just do coaching. I do workshops. I do motivational talks.
Okay.
I've got a social media where I post a whole lot of videos where I encourage people.
I want to have you back, Carla, on the show. I want to have Ailsa back, but not like this. I need a separate show just on you. You guys are a wealth of information, and you have great life lessons.
Now I got to tell you something.
Tell me, Ailsa.
So, when we've done a workshop together.
Oh, okay.
When we first met, Carla said to me, I want to come to you because what I do my major thing is actually teaching people how to be confident on camera.
Okay.
Wow.
For making video marketing with. And also making how they put them on social media. And so as long as I show them, I teach them the secret. You know that, as an actor. I mean, if you're talking to someone, well, have you ever been a presenter like you are? Oh, definitely. When you talk, well, you see it in the codependency. We've got an issue with that.
I've been doing it for so long, guys. It's natural.
You talk into the lens. What helps you talk into that lens. Not actors if you're talking to somebody you love.
Yeah.
On the others. See why this can't happen here.
She got to suck into her eyes and under her eyes, so you know how that goes.
Daddy.
No, but what you say is so.
Oh yes. So what I said to her, she did her first thing, and I looked at it. I said, well, I've got nothing to do. As you, when you saw her, said you were a natural.
Oh, I got nothing. I love teaching. As much as I love coaching, I love teaching. Yeah, that's, as a little girl, I was always teaching my brother. I'm like, you're a student. He's 2 years younger. You're the student, I'm the teacher, and this is how you need to do things. So I think it's always just been in me.
She had a great childhood. He had bad childhood. Those places where she just told us.
He's still recovering.
He's still a student for life. It's what it is. What it is.
He still listens to me.
You can't have. You've been drilled in his hand. No, it's just
My big sis.
Oh, that is great. Oh, that's so cool. Last question, real quick, before we close. Who is a quintessential client that's in need of a life coach? Where would they kind of be in their life? What are key signs that someone knows that they would need a life coach or people like yourselves?
So I'll answer that first. So I always talk about our areas of life. Okay? So those areas are in our relationships, in our career, and then also the relationship we have with ourselves. So it's a huge one, that. But if we're stuck in our career or we want to make a change, we don't know how to do it. And it's all got to do, the back end of that is self-belief. I said, I love that's so true. So we think it's just the career. There's a lot more than the reason why that would change careers. The relationship with our significant other, relationships with family, relationships with friends. Maybe they're not good. And then ultimately what happens, the relationship we have with ourselves becomes a little bit chaotic. So if we're in that kind of space, but we're still functional, we're just a bit stuck. I always say we're stuck and we're stagnant. And we know there's something better out there for us. Just don't know how to do it. We don't know how to navigate. We've never had someone said, I believe in you, or this is possible, or have you thought that, or come, let's brainstorm this and look at this in a different way. Those are the kinds of it. I do a lot of empowerment. My coaching is empowering. So it's, if you want to move to the next level in your life and you're really ready for that, those are the people I want to work with.
Wow.
I call it impact coaching. I made that up. You can exactly do that.
Luck.
What impact coaching? You are making results.
Yes. And yourself.
Yes. It's, you have to take action. I always say, baby steps compound. If you take no step, nothing happens. You stay exactly where you are at.
Sure.
So if you want to change, you have to take an action step, and that action step will result in another action step and another action step. It doesn't matter if it's this big or this big. And then when you look back, you go, look how my life has changed. But if we don't take that one step, nothing changes. We literally might as well just stay where we are at the rest of our lives.
Well,
it's sort of like exactly what you're saying is climbing up the ladder. That's one rung at a time.
That's right.
I wrote something this morning because I was just thinking, somebody talked to me about climbing a tree. A child.
Climbing a tree.
I thought so. I was writing my gratitude letter this morning. I was like, that's fun. I would prefer to climb up the tree as a creative person.
Yes.
Because I could take that branch and maybe I can get that branch. Maybe fall down a bit. But at least you're still going.
And they're moving. It's about moving and evolving. And that's what we put on, my belief, that's what we put on this earth to do, to evolve. So how do we do that? We don't remain the same. But then how do we not remain the same? We have to do something different.
We got-
How do we do something different? We have to talk to someone so that our mindsets can start seeing things in different ways. Our perspectives change because sometimes we see things very much like this. And if we just move our blinkers like this, we go, oh, look at that possibility. Look at that opportunity. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
And our life starts moving in a different way.
Perspective.
Yes, but
Yeah.
if we don't do that, we just stay small.
Yeah.
Small.
And I don't believe that's how we should.
That's how we meant to.
I don't believe it.
We meant to live life and live life abundantly. And
Exactly.
And if you're not living life abundantly, get a life coach so you can.
That's
Because I say a last thing to agree with exactly what you say is so you've got from here in your life till the day you die. Why not fill this space with joy?
With joy. Fill this space with joy. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and have you guys back for another episode of Peace.
Yeah.
Okay? And I just thank you guys for joining us.
Wonderful.
Hey, we've had a conversation of good, healthy talk.
Yep.
And that's what we always talk about here, Live Well. And I think you guys are helping the Live Well audience to know about how to live well.
Yes.
Life coaching, guys. If you've never been, you can't be a coach if you've never been in the game. Okay? And these ladies are the game. And they've lived it. And if you want to reach out, we want to reach out to you guys. What would be the best way to reach out to you guys?
on WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna put a number, we'll put some information down below. Remember, like, comment, ask questions,
Subscribe.
subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe because a lot of you watch and you don't subscribe.
Yeah,
so
that
subscribe.
sucks. Don't do that.
But they're doing events. They've done events together. They've done workshops, They're active. So try to get on the list. You guys ever do any, like just online events ever work or anything in that
I'm
world?
going to be putting an online program together. That's what I'm working. I'm
Unless you guys said something.
No, but I mentioned that. But I'm doing a whole online platform. So, all right. Yeah, I want to do things a little bit different.
Yeah.
Life coach.
We're in a digital age, we call it e-life coaching or something.
E-life. Do with the words. You can use those.
She's a good title maker, though, right? Yeah.
Coach.
E-life coaching.
All right. You're going to write notes just out there.
Everybody's coaching everybody.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's go to the playoffs. Let's go to the championship.
Okay.
So I'm getting to Carla. Thank you so much for being here. Ailsa, thank you so much for being here. And again, we got abundant time. And thank you guys for joining another episode of Live Well. Talk soon.